Jay, I was watching a podcast clip of a couple, and they were talking about men and women in relationships. And one of the things that the wife said is that she didn't believe that men lose themselves in relationships like women do. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that statement. Like, do you think the same way? Do you think men don't lose themselves in relationships, or do you think women lose themselves more in relationships?
I think that women lose themselves in relationships in the beginning when they first meet people, meet a guy. I think that they lose themselves in marriages if they're, somebody who, especially like their housewife, if they're in that type of space and that's just normal for, it to be like, because as men are judged by what they do, women are judged by who they're with, and you take on the last name and all that other stuff. But men definitely lose themselves in marriage. When a man gets married, he is no longer a regular man. He is so-and-so's husband. And even when you address other people, especially if you're addressing a woman, if you're addressing another woman, that you would say, how you doing? They'll ask you how your family doing before they ask you how you doing. Because you're no longer just a man. You are so-and-so's husband. And it sucks. It's very horrible. So I think it's both men and women lose themselves, but it's due to circumstances. But definitely when marriage comes into play, and definitely with other women, oh, now you're not so-and-so anymore. You are so-and-so's, husband. And that's it. Women don't address you individually. They address you as so-and-so's husband, or if you're a family man, is how are you and your family, or how are your family? Or how y'all, or however, the way you want to fix it or flip it and bounce it. But you are no longer just an individual. You are so-and-so's husband or somebody's husband or whatever the case may be. And yeah, like I said, it sucks for men in that space. But I'm sorry, sisters. You guys, the way the world was set up, and it don't have nothing to do with just individual men, especially people in this century, in this day and time. But it was set up for y'all to assimilate to us and take our last names and all that other stuff like that. But you guys have worked your ass off to not be in that space, especially with your careers and everything like that. So it's lessening for y'all. But I think it's definitely a thing when a man decides to marry a woman, he is so-and-so's husband. Unless he's a celebrity or something like that. But if just regular people, he's so-and-so's husband. He's not just the individual anymore.